City next.
Why? What's wrong with credit?
It's old-fashioned. Charlie, you're an annual salesman. Your firm gives credit?
No, sir.
Nor anybody else.
Aboard, all aboard.
Cash for the merchandise. Cash for the button hooks.
Cash for the cotton goods, cash for the hard goods.
Cash for the soft goods. Cash for the fancy goods.
Cash for the noggins and the piggins and the firkins.
Cash for the hogshead, cask and demijohn. Cash for the crackers and the pickles and the fly paper.
Look, what do you talk? 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 Where you get it? What do you talk?
You can talk, you can talk, you can bicker, you can talk. You can bicker, 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 you can talk, you can talk. You can talk, 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 bicker, bicker, bicker. You can talk all you want it, but it's different than it was.
No, it ain't, but you gotta know the territory.
Why, it's the Model T Ford with the trouble that if people want to go, want to get out and go. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12 lines to the county seat.
Yes, sir, yes, sir.
Who's gonna patronize a little bitty 2x4 kind of store anymore?
What do you talk? What do you talk? Where you get it? Not the Model T at all. Take a gander at the store, at the present day store, at the modern day store, at the present day modernized departmentalized grocery store. What do you talk? 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 Where you get it? What do you talk? What do you talk? What do you talk? Where you get it?
You can talk, you can bicker, you can talk, you can bicker, you can talk, 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 bicker, bicker, bicker. You can talk all you want it, but it's different than it was.
No, it ain't, but you gotta know the territory.
Why, it's the you need a biscuit with the trouble. The you need to put the crackers in a package, in an airtight sanitary package. Make the Cracker Barrel obsolete.
Obsolete. Cracker Barrel went out the window with the mail pouch cut plug charmed by the stove. Changed the approach of a traveling salesman, made it pretty hard. No, it didn't, but you gotta know the territory.
Gone.
Gone with the hogshead, cask and demijohn. Gone with the sugar barrel, pickle barrel, milk can. Gone with the tub and the pail and the tears.
Ever met a fella by the name of Hill?
Hill?
Hill.
No!
Just a minute. Never heard of any salesman Hill.
Now he doesn't know the territory.
Doesn't know the territory?
What's the fella's line?
Never worries about his line.
Never worries about his line.
Or the Cracker Barrel being obsolete, or the you need a biscuit in an airtight sanitary package of the Model T Ford.
Just a minute.
Never worries about his line.
Never worries about his line.
Or a doggone thing, this is the bang beat, bell ring, and big paw, great go, neck and nothing rip burn every time a bullseye salesman. That's Professor Harold Hill.
Tell us what's his line. He's a fake and he doesn't know the territory. What do you talk?
He's a music man.
He's a what?
He's a music man, and he sells clarinets to the kids in the town, and the rat-a-tat drums, and the big brass bass, and the piccolo, the uniforms too, with the shiny gold braid on the coat and the big red stripe running.
Well, I don't know much about bands, but I know you can't make a living selling big trombones. No, sir. Madeline Piggs perhaps, but here and there in a Jew's heart.
No, the fella sells bands, boys bands. I don't know how he does it, but he lives like a king, and he dallies and he gathers and he plucks and he shines. And when the man dances, certainly, boys, what else? The piper pays him. Yes, sir. When the man dances, certainly, boys, what else? The piper pays him.
Yes, sir.
But he doesn't know the territory.
Across the state line to oil, River City. Population 2,212. Cigarette is illegal in this state. All aboard.
All right, if you're all through, I'll tell you about Harold Hill.
You really know Harold Hill?
Never seen him before in my life, but I do know this much. He's giving every one of us a black eye. After he's worked the town over, the next salesman that comes through gets tarred and feathered and rid out of town on a rail. You think that's funny? Wait till it happens to you. Your hair never grows back.
Well, why should it get run out of town on a rail?
Because in order to sell band instruments and uniforms and instruction books, he has to guarantee to teach these kids to play.
Well?
And form them kids as a band as himself as the leader.
What's wrong with that?
You don't know one note from another. That's what's wrong with that. You don't know a bass drum from a pipe organ. If I ever catch up with that two-bit swindling thimble rigger, I'm gonna squeal on him so
Well,
hard.
Charlie, you sure are mad. Like to be around when you catch up with that fella.
Well, it won't be on this trip. Not in Iowa. Not even the great Professor Harold Hill would try and sell them neckbow Hawkeyes out here.
All aboard!
Gentlemen, you intrigue me. I think I'll give Iowa a try.
I don't believe I caught your name.
It is if you want to run around in your drawers all day.
There I was at Madison County Hospital and nobody come to see me. Cousin Wilbur never come and Bertha never come.
Your Aunt Bertha's dead.
She wouldn't have come anyway.
Sweet cold as a falling thermometers in December. If you ask about our weather in July, and we're so fine on summer, we can stand touching noses for a week at a time and there's the eye to eye. God will give you a shirt and a bag to go with it. If your cross should happen to die.
Oh, what the heck? You're welcome. Glad to have you with us.
Even though we may not ever mention it again.
You really ought to give. I want to give to boys and for friends that makes the city feel the things clearly. I want to give. I want to try.
Ah, Mr. Squires. I'm interested in the rig for Sunday, if you could accommodate me.
Well, then I suggest you ought to be seeing the man in charge of hiring the rigs, who is late as usual.
Hey, Gregory!
Marcellus!
You old son of a gun! But Greg?
Don't call me Greg. The name's Hill. Harold Hill.
But Greg, what are you doing here? Why'd you let me know you was coming?
Well, to be honest, I didn't know I was coming myself. Anyways, how'd I know you ended up in a little tank town like this? You're a big slicker when you're back in business with me, man.
Well, too many close shaves the way you work, Greg. Besides, I've been doing great.
Get married? Get hooked up?
I got this very nice girl, Ethel Toffelmeyer, the boss's niece.
Ah, I knew you'd come to no good. Gone legitimate.
Yeah. So what's the new pitch? You're not back in the Baz business.
Yep.
I heard you was in steam automobiles.
I was.
So what happened?
Someone actually invented one.
No.
Come here, Mars. You gotta tell me the lowdown around here.
Well,
You'll never get anywhere in the band business with these stubborn Iowans, Greg. Besides, we got a stuck-up music teacher here who'll expose you before you get your grips unpacked.
Music teacher, huh? Male or female?
The music teacher? She's female, the librarian.
That's perfect. That's exactly what I wanted to hear. Now, if she passes by, you make sure to point her out to me.
Will do. So how are you gonna start the pitch?
Same old way. Keep that music teacher off balance. Then my next step is to take your town out of the serious trouble it's in.
Well, River City isn't in any trouble, Greg.
Well, it's not, huh? Now I'll have to create some. I'll have to create a desperate needs for a boys' band. Now tell me, what's new, Mars? What could I use?
Oh, well, the billiard parlor's just put in a new pool table.
A pool table?
Yep.
They've never seen one before?
Nope. Only billiards.
Well, that'll do. No, don't forget, Mars. You see that music teacher? You point her out to me.
Will do, Greg. Oh, come here.
Mr. Dunlop.
Yes.
Either you're closing your eyes to a situation you do not wish to acknowledge, or you are not aware of the caliber of disaster indicated by the presence of a pool table in your community. Well, you got trouble, friend. Right here, see, trouble right here in River City. Why, sure, I'm a billiard player, certainly mighty proud to say I'm always mighty proud to say it. I consider the hours I spend with the cue in my hand are golden. Helps cultivate a horse and a cool head and a keen eye. You ever take and try to give an ironclad lead from yourself from a 3-rail billiard shot? But just as I say, it takes brains, judgment, maturity to score in a ball-like game, any boo can take and shove a ball in a pocket. And I call that slot the first big step on the road to the depths of deck. May I say first, medicinal wine from a teaspoon, then beer from a bottle. And the next thing you know, your son is playing for money in a pitch black suit. And listen to some old big out-of-town jazz for here to tell about some horse race gambling. Not a wholesome trot race, no, but a race where they sit down right on the horse. Like see some stuck-up jockey boy sitting on the damn patch, making blood boil, well, I should say. Now, friends, let me tell you what I mean. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pucks in the table. Pucks that mark the difference between a gentleman and a bum, with the capital B and that rhymes with P and that stands for pool. And all week long, the River City used to bring frittering away. I say, your young men are bring frittering away during noontime, summertime, chore time too. Get the ball in the pocket. Never mind getting dandelions for the screen door patch or the beefsteak pounded. Never mind pumping any water to your parents' car with the cistern empty on a Saturday night, and that's trouble, folks. Lots and lots of trouble. I'm thinking of the kids in the knickerbocker, shirt-tail young one, peeking in the pool hall window for school. You got trouble right here in River City. Trouble with the capital T and the V and that side for pool. Now I know all you folks are right kind of parents. I'm gonna be perfectly frank. Would you like to know what kind of conversation goes on when they're loafing around that pool hall, trying out bebos, trying out cubits, trying out tailor-made like cigarette beans, and bragging all about how they're gonna cover up a telltale bet with sunset one fine night. They leave the pool hall, head for the dance at the Armory, Liberty Men and Scarlet Women, and ragtime, shamelessly to grab your son, your daughter into the hands of a jungle animalistic mass hysteria. Friends, the idle brain is the devil's playground. Trouble. Right here in River City. With the capital T now rhymes with P and that stands for pool. Oh, so you got trouble. Right here in River City. Gotta figure out a way to keep the young ones moral after school. Mother's River City. Heed that warning before it's too late. The minute your son leaves the house, does he rebuckle his knickerbockers below the knee? Is there a nicotine stain on his index finger? A dime novel under his coin crib? Is he starting to memorize jokes from Captain Billy's whiz bang? Are certain words creeping into their conversations? Certain words like swell, and so's your dad. Well, so my friends, you got trouble right here in River City. Capital T that rhymes with P and that stands for pool. We surely got trouble right here in River City. Remember the Maine, Plymouth, Rock and the Golden Rule. Our children gonna have trouble. Oh, we're in trouble. We're in terrible trouble that game with the 15 number balls and the devil's tool. Oh yes, we got trouble. With the T, got a line with P. That stands for pool.
Only got trouble right here in the city. Let's dance
Oh, excuse me, miss. Oh, did you miss? Did you drop this?
No,
Don't I know you from somewhere?
no.
I'll be in town for a short while, and I was wondering if you'd like.
Good.
Well.
Is that you, daughter? Yes, Mama. Keep on, Amaryllis. I'll be there in a minute. I don't remember the library being open last 4th of July, darling. It was, Mama. All evening. Fine, dear. Now your exercises.
Yes, ma'am.
Mama, a man with a suitcase has been following me all over town.
Really?
Who? I've never seen him before.
Did he say anything?
He tried.
Did you say anything?
Mama, of course not. Don't dawdle, Amaryllis. So dolorate me a little slower, and please keep the fingers curved and nice as high as you possibly can. Don't get faster, dear.
Darling, if you don't mind my saying so, it wouldn't have hurt to have figured out what the gentleman wanted.
I know what the gentleman wanted.
Oh, and what was that?
You can find it in Balzac.
Well, excuse me for living, but I've never read it.
Neither has anyone else in this town.
There you go again with that same old comment about the low mentality of River City people and taking it all too much to heart.
Now, Mama, as long as the Madison Public Library is entrusted to me for the purpose of improving River City's cultural level, I can't help my concern that the ladies River City keep ignoring all my counsel and advice.
But, darling, when a woman's got a husband and you've got none, why should she take advice from you? Even if you can quote Balzac and Shakespeare and all of them other highfalutin Greeks.
Mama, if you don't mind my saying so, you have a bad habit of changing every subject.
No, I haven't changed the subject. I was talking of that stranger. What stranger? With the suitcase who may be your very last chance.
Mama, do you think that I allow a common masher now? Really, Mama, I have my standards where men are concerned, and I have no intention.
I know all about your standards, and if you don't mind my saying so, there's not a man alive who can hope to measure up to the splendid Paul Bunyan, St. Pat, and Noah Webster you've concocted for yourself, and your Irish imagination, Iowa stubbornness, and your library full of books.
If that isn't the best I've ever heard. May I have a drink?
May I have a drink, please?
Yes, dear.
wait to walk into the house.
Hello.
That won't do. I'll have a kiss from my boy.
Oh, you pull him.
Oh, and that's over there is your sister, young man.
Hello, Winthrop. I'm having a party on Saturday. Will you please come? I would especially like it if you'd come.
Well, Winthrop, Amaryllis asked you a question. Are you going to her party or aren't you?
No.
No, what?
No, thank you.
You know the little girl's name, Winthrop?
He won't say Amaryllis because of the S, because of his lisp. He's ashamed.
We all know he has a lisp, Amaryllis. Well, Winthrop?
I bet he won't say it.
No, thank you, Amaryllis.
Amaryllis! Amaryllis! He's crying. Oh, Winthrop. Why does he get so mad at people just because he lisps?
Not only because he lisps. That's just part of it, Amaryllis.
What's the other part?
Never mind, dear. He just doesn't talk much.
Not even to you and your mother?
No, we all have to be a little patient.
I'm patient, even though he doesn't ever speak to me. But I speak to him every night. I say goodnight to him on the Evening Star. You have to do it the second you see to, or it doesn't count. Good night, Winthrop. Good night. Sleep tight.
There, darling, don't cry. You have lots of time. Not Winthrop, someone else.
Never. I'll end up an old maid like you. I'm sorry, Miss Marion. Can I play my crosshand piece?
May I play my crosshand piece?
May I play my crosshand piece?
Yes, you may.
See, without a sweetheart, you have no one to say goodnight to on an Evening Star.
I know, Amaryllis. For the time being, just say goodnight, my someone. You can fill the right name when the right someone comes along.
All right, it's better than nothing.
Yes, it is. Now you can play your crosshand piece.
Now I may play my crosshand piece.
Good night, my someone, good night, my love. Sleep tight, my someone, sleep tight, my love. Our star is shining its brightest light. For good night, my love, for good night. Sweet dreams be yours, dear, if dreams there be. Sweet dreams to carry
your lately macaque shit. And to J.C. Squires for his fine stereopticon slides. And to Ethel Toffenmeyer, our fine player piano. Play. Piano. As mayor of River City, I welcome you River Citizens to the 4th of July exercises set up for the indoors here in Madison Gymnasium. Account the weather. 4-score. 4-score-7. The members of the school board will now present a patriotic tableau. The members of the school board will not present a patriotic tableau. Some disagreement about costumes, I suppose. Instead, the Waton-Ye girls of the local wigwam of Hiawatha will present a spectacle, my wife, in which my wife will take a leading part. Mrs. Shin will recover. No thanks to a certain young ruffian who disgraced to our city. Sure did, Ewart. That's why we prepared for a storm.
The Gazette is accurate most of the time, and you know it, JC.
You wouldn't last a very long time in the banking business being accurate most of the time.
What says that about you?
Now, just a minute. Let's have some order in here. Order! Order!
Okay, it's late again tonight.
I'll make her early.
She's right on time. Right on time, all right?
Will you members of the school board stop bickering in public?
All in the world, I see.
Never mind. 4 score.
We hear there's a pool table in town.
Oh, that's what I heard.
Now wait just a minute.
Well, is it a pool table or
Will
is
you
it?
allow me to get on with the exercises?
We won't have any more exercises until this pool table matter is settled.
Let's protect our children! Resist sin and corruption! Smart that devil and keep our young boys pure! Attention, please! Attention, please! I can deal with this problem, friends, with the wave of my hand, this very hand. Please observe me if you will. I'm Professor Harold Hill, and I'm here to organize the River trombone. La la da 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 da. Remember, my friends, what a handful of trumpet players did to the famous fabled walls of Jericho. Oh, billiard taller walls come a tumbling down. Oh, band are doing, my friends. You hear me? I say a boys band. You hear me? See, River City's got a boys band. I mean, she needs it today. But Professor Hill's on hand. River City's gonna have her boys band. Sure as Lord, me little green apples. That band's in uniform. When Benny, Willie, Freddie, and Ted. And you'll see the glittering of crashing cymbals. And you'll hear the rolling of thundering drums. And the shimmering of trumpets. Tan-ta-da! And you'll feel something aching to the electric thrill I once enjoyed. When Gilmore, Liberati, Pat Conway, W.C. Handy, and John Philip Sousa all came to town on that same historic day. 76 trombones led the big parade with 110 cornets right at hand. They were followed by rows and rows of the finest virtuosos, the cream of every famous band. 76 trombones led the big parade with 110 cornets right behind. There were more than 1,000 reeds springing up like weeds. There were horns of every shape and kind. There were copper-bottom timpani and horse platoons, thundering all along the way. Double bell, euphoniums, and big bassoons. Each bassoon having his big fat say. There were 50 mounted cannons in the battery, thundering louder than before. Clarinets of every size and trumpeters who improvise the full octave higher than the score.
just spellbound. I haven't seen how the people get so worked up since the night. Strangling Lewis, break off, slam him out for 3 hours. Never mind. I want his credentials. Grab that hoodlum. He almost blew up Mrs. Shit.
Thank you, Professor. Gotta make an example of him ringleader, you know.
You wild kid, yeah. Hanging around my oldest girl. His father's one of them day laborers south of town. You wild kid, yeah. Tagging down my oldest girl.
I wasn't either tagging.
Don't you contradict me.
We was just walking together. Geely Clyde.
You watch your phraseology. I know what you was doing. My little Gracie C. Now you stay away from my oldest girl, or you'll hear from me till who laid the rails. Hill, I'll talk to you about this whole band thing over at City Hall Monday morning at 10 o'clock sharp. Man, I want his credentials.
Oh, Constable, I'll be responsible for the boy.
Oh, you don't know this kid. He's tough and he's got his game waiting outside.
I'll make sure to be careful. Now, Tommy, I'd like to talk to you about joining the band.
Oh, gee, Professor, that's just for the little kids.
I'm not talking about you playing in the band. You're mechanically minded, aren't you? Ever mess around with perpetual motion?
Nearly had it a couple times.
You did? Well, you're my man. You realize no one's ever invented a music holder for a marching piccolo player. Know where to hang the music.
Well, Geely Clyde, I wonder where I could get some wire from.
Try the cellar, son. People keep their wire there. Oh, and Tommy.
Yes, sir.
I'll show you how to break up a band or a gang, Constable. Let's see. Oh, miss. Yes, miss, please, come this way. What's your name?
Zanita, I didn't know you was beckoning to me. You good?
Well, Zanita, do you know Tommy G-List?
Well,
Tommy, meet Zanita. Escort the young lady home.
only excepting I'm not going home. I have to go to the library.
Oh, well, escort the young lady to the library. On the way to the candy kitchen?
Yes, sir. Do I have to?
You have to.
Yes, sir.
You good?
You're a pretty bright young fella, Professor. You made a couple mistakes, though.
Oh,
The mayor happens to own the billiard parlor and that new pool table.
oh. And what was my other mistake?
Well, that's Zanita. She's the mayor's oldest girl.
Shoot.
Just a minute, Professor. We're gonna need your credentials. We're the school board. Academic certificates?
Nothing of that kind.
We need letters and papers.
Make her put up a bond. Wait, what is this I'm hearing? Please, sir, this way, please. Please say, ice cream.
Ice cream, but I don't sing the man if that's...
Oh, then say it. Down here.
Ice cream.
Say it slower. Like this.
Ice cream.
See? Singing is only sustained talking. Now you, right here.
Ice cream.
Now you, sir, right here.
Ice cream.
And you, sir.
Ice cream. Ice cream. Ice cream. Ice cream.
Ladies, from now on, you will never see one of these men without the other three.
Oh, Professor Hill, you're wrong. Why, they've hated each other for 15 years.
Well done, gentlemen, well done. Very good. Congratulations. How can there be
Any sin insincere? Where is the good in goodbye? In goodbye. Your apprehensions confuse me, dear. Puzzled and mystified. Tell me what can be fair in farewell, dear. While one single star shines above.
do you?
No.
I have a delicious caramels in my hotel room if you'd like, and I can...
Mr. Hill.
Professor Hill.
Professor of what? At what college do they give a degree for following women around on the street like a Saturday night rowdy at a public dance hall?
Well, I wouldn't know anything about that. I'm a conservatory man myself. Gary, Indiana. Gold medal class of '05.
Even should that happen to be true, does that give you the right to follow me around wherever I go? Another thing, Mr. Hill, I'm not as easily mesmerized or hoodwinked as some people in this town. And I only think it fair to warn you, I have a full shelf full of reference books in there, which may very well give me some interesting information about you.
Bye.
Go. Say, Greg.
Marcellus, don't call me Greg.
Oh, so how'd you make out with that music teacher?
Scrumptious. Ate out of my hand the minute I tipped my hat.
She did. Boy, did you cut a swell tonight. For a minute there, I thought you knew something about leading a band. Just like when you used to imitate that band concert fellow back in Joplin.
No. Oh, that was kid
Yeah.
stuff. I'm in rare forms these days, son. You just keep your eyes on me on the next 4 weeks.
4 weeks? It only used to take 10 days for the instruments to arrive.
Still does. But it takes 4 weeks for the uniforms to arrive.
Uniforms? Greg, you added uniforms?
Uniforms and instruction books.
Instruction books. But Greg, you can't lead a band.
Mars.
But you don't know one note from another.
None of that matters. I've developed a revolutionary method called the Think System. We don't have to bother with notes.
But Greg, in 4 weeks, the people will want to hear the music.
Yeah.
You'll have to lead a band.
But when the uniforms arrive, they forget about everything else. At least long enough for me to collect and leave. Oh, it's a fine operation, my boy. And I've got time right down to the last wave on the watch of the brakeman down on the last train out of town. Now, if you would excuse me, Mr. Washburn.
Gonna line yourself up a little canoodling, huh?
Well.
Say, I can fix you up with Ethel's sister. Lovely girl, teaches Sunday school.
No. No wide-eyed, eager, wholesome, innocent Sunday school teacher for me. Now that kind of girl spins webs no spider ever... Listen, boy. A girl who trades on all that purity merely wants to trade my independence for her security. The only affirmative she will file refers to marching down the aisle. No golden, glorious, gleaming, pristine goddess. No, sir, for no Diana do I play fawn. I can tell you that right now. I snarl, I hiss. How can ignorance be compared to bliss? I spark, I fizz. For the lady who knows what time it is, I cheer and I rave for the virtue I'm too late to save. The sad but wise girl for me. No bright-eyed, blushing, breathless baby doll baby. No, sir, that kind of child ties knots no sailor ever knew. I prefer to take a chance on a more adult romance. No, to a young miss who keeps resisting all the time she keeps insisting. No wide-eyed, wholesome, innocent female. No, sir, why she's the fisherman, I'm the fish. You see, plop! I flinch, I shine. When the last of the delicate air walks by, I smile and I grin. When the gal with the touch of sin walks in, I hope and I pray for Hester to win just one more A. The sadder but wiser girl's the girl for me. The sadder but wiser girl for me. Yeah.
Sad, but wise.
Professor Hill, we're all agog, simply agog.
We're all swimming. Everyone's so excited about the band. Hi, I'm Ethel Toppermeyer, the pianola girl.
Yes.
And this is Mrs. Squires and Mrs. Hicks, and of course you've met Eulalie McKigney-Shin, our mayor's wife. Isn't it exciting, Eulalie?
Oh, I could not say, oh no, I could not say, oh no, I could not say. My husband will wish to investigate, and naturally I'm reticent. Oh yes, I'm reticent.
Why, of course, Mrs. Shin. The CUC. Part of my music is... Mrs. Shin, please, do that with your foot once more. The way you just raised and lowered it.
Oh, well, I have a bunion there that bothers.
What fine line of movement! What grace!
Mr. Hill!
You must accept the chairmanship for the ladies' dance auxiliary for the classic dance. Mustn't she, ladies?
You must,
yes,
ladies.
yes, yes. Every move you make bespeaks a shot.
Eulalie McKechnieschen. Well, I must say that is a dancing.
Oh, then you accept?
Yes, indeed, but I must
Oh,
say.
that's enough. Thank you very much. Now, Miss Mary Peru, the piano teacher. She is the librarian, after all.
Pick a little talk, pick a little talk, little chip, chip, chip. Talk a lot, pick a little more. Pick a little talk, pick a little talk, little chip, chip, chip. Talk a lot, pick a little more. Pick a little talk, pick a little talk, little chip, chip, chip. Talk a lot, pick a little more. Pick a little talk, pick a little talk, little chip, 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 chip.
Her kind of woman does not belong on any club.
Pick a little more.
Of course, I shouldn't tell you this, but she advocates dirty books.
Pick a little talk, pick a little talk.
Chip, chip, chip. Talk a lot, pick a little more. Pick a little talk, pick a little talk, little chip, 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 chip. And the worst thing, of course, I shouldn't tell you this, but pick a little talk, pick a little talk, little chip, chip, chip. Talk a lot.
I'll tell. She made brazen overtures to a man who never made a friend in this town until she came along. Old Miser Madison.
Oh, Miser Madison. You mean Madison Gymnasium? Madison Picnic Park? That? Miser Madison?
Exactly. Who did he think he was, anyway?
Well, I should say, big show-off.
That's just it. Because when he died, he left the library building to the city. But he left all the books to her.
She was seen coming and going from his place.
Oh, yes. That woman made
Talk a lot, pick a little more. Pick a little talk, pick a little talk, talk a lot, pick a little more.
But melt her down and you'll reveal her like a lead as cold as steel. Here, where woman thought to be.
The library building, but he left all the books to her.
Ball back.
Chip, 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 chip. Pick a little talk, pick a little talk, chip, chip, chip. Talk a lot, pick a little more.
Why, of course.
Talk a little, pick a
I
little.
have what you need in my hotel room. I'll be a second get it, all right? Good night, ladies. Good night, ladies. It's okay. I know everything and it doesn't make a difference to me.
What are you talking about?
You're probably very young. Anyone can make a mistake. Anyways, I'll be in town for a short time and, well, the sadder but wiser girl for me.
Will you make your
Please.
You make your selection and leave?
Well, I have already.
Well, what do you want to take out?
The librarian!
Shh! Quiet, please.
The librarian. Marion, you're not listening. Marion. Look, marbles. 6 Steely's 8 Aggies with the Pee-wees, and 1 big glass one with the American flag on it. I think I'll drop them.
No!
Shh! Marion. What can I say, my dear, to make it clear? I love you madly, madly, madam librarian. Marion, heaven help us if the library caught on fire and the volunteer hose brigade men had to whisper the news to Marion. Madam librarian. What can I say, my dear, to make it clear? I need you badly, badly, madam librarian. Marion, if I stumbled and I busted my whatchamacallit, I could lie on your floor unnoticed. My body had turned to carrion. Madam librarian. Now in the moonlight, a man could sing it. In the moonlight, and the fellow would know that his darling had heard every word of his song. With the moonlight helping along, I try to tell you, dear, I love you madly, madly, madam librarian. Marion, it's a long lost cause. I never win the civilized world except as unforgivable sin. And he talking out loud with any librarian, such as Marion. Madam librarian. dance committee meets every night on Tuesday. Oh. Marshmallow? Dark out. Go home, get some supper. I'll take care of it for myself.
Goodbye, Professor.
Bye, Tommy.
Just a minute. Are you soliciting? You haven't got a license.
Why
haven't you been down to City Hall with your references?
Oh, I know, Mr. Mayor. Actually, I look at doorbells. I collect them, you see. And this one has a unusual tone I quite admire.
Flattery will not avail you. Soliciting is statutory in this county. Malfeasance without a permit.
I've been there in your office, Mr. Mayor. Well, I just missed you. And what? Your hand, Mr. Mayor. Oh, no. But what? The spread of the little finger. It's hereditary.
Oh, it is? What does that mean?
It means that your son's little finger is perfectly situated to flugel the minute waltz in 50 seconds.
How can I get one of them horns?
Oh, just sign right here, Mr. Mayor.
Yes, sir. Just think I could have missed this hole? I haven't got any son. Oh, you unscrupulous fool by night. You unflopulous. You get down to City Hall with your by-God references at 3 o'clock.
Oh, you mean this afternoon?
Yes. Couldn't make myself any plainer if I was a Quaker on his day off.
Mrs. Peru, do you realize you have the facial characteristics of a cornet virtuoso?
I'm not sure I understand you quite entirely, Professor.
Oh, well, that strong chin, those splendid cheek muscles. Well, if your son has those same facial characteristics, I could say he could be great. But even... No, you can never be that good. Never.
Oh, and in the name of St. Bridget, why not?
Well, you see, Miss Peru, all the great cornet players, they were Irish. Oh, Klein. Oh, Clark. Oh, Mendez.
Professor, we are Irish.
No.
Yes.
Well, that clinches it. Sign right here. Your son was born to play the cornet. That'll be $17 earnest money, and no payment due until the first installment of the first band's practice. Thank you. And I'll need the boy's measurements for his costume.
His costume?
His uniform, which... Oh. Hello there, son. Oh, hold on there. Yes, his uniform. A big red one, nice and big. And that gives him 4 weeks. 4 weeks to imagine, to anticipate. Why leave the goodness of today be spoiled on the waiting of tomorrow?
Oh.
How's that sound, son?
Would it have a
stripe? We sure will. One nice big red one on each leg. Sound good? Oh.
You'll have to excuse Winthrop, Professor. He barely says 3 words a day. I mean, even to us. But if anybody can have it and play in the band, I'll bet it'll be you. Out of a crowd, I can pick you for a hard-carrying, clay-pipe-smoking, shamrock-wearing, Mavernine-pinching, Tanner's-Hall, minstrel-singing Irishman. Big gubbin' bed jabbers. Where you from, me boy?
Gary, Indiana.
Gary, Indiana. I knew it. Wait, what?
Gary, Indiana. Gold medal class of odd 5.
Ooh.
How do you do, Miss Peru?
How did you, Mr. Hill?
Peru. Well, I thought that name sounded familiar. You know, I wanted to see you ever since the other night, but I missed you.
You know he wants to put Winthrop in the band.
We're not interested, Mama.
But Marion, he could have your father's musical gift. He does have my jaw, you know.
Oh, your father musical. Well, that clinches it. We can have
Do you burst into everyone's home like this, prying into personal affairs? We're not interested.
Marion!
Well, that's 1 for and 1 against. But how about we talk to the boy's father?
The boy's father is dead. Anything else?
Oh, well, I'm sorry. But that's more reason for him to join the band.
My brother is a 10-year-old problem child who doesn't understand why his father was taken away. Would you care to explain it to him? He's been brooding about it for 2 years. As to your musical tricks, why don't you go into business with some nice carnival man who makes gold-painted watches and glass diamond rings?
Miss Marion, musical tricks, I think she likes the idea. A little cautious, perhaps, but I admire that in a woman. Anyways, I'll need the boy's uniform, his measurements for his uniform, please.
Oh, his measurements. Well, I make all his clothes, son. His sleeve is 14.
Yes.
Waist, 16. Crouch, 18.
Okay, that's all I'll need. Now I have to go to my hotel room, Miss Brew.
Oh, by the way, I want to apologize for Marion. She's not really.
No, please, no apologies. None, please. I'm sure beneath all of that, she's as lovely as women as you are, Miss Peru. Good evening to you, widow Peru.
Ooh. Ooh.
Has he gone?
He has, and I hope not forever. I mean, darling, don't you ever think of your future? Gary, Indiana, class of odd 5. Now, darling, that's
No,
quite...
Mama. Surely not every girl's future depends entirely on every fast-talking, woman-chasing, traveling salesman who comes to town. And the fact that he claims his commodity's music does not, in this particular case, impress me.
All right, darling, all right. Only I'll tell you one thing. If you keep the flint in one drawer and the steel in the other, you'll never strike much of a fire.
Oh, Mama. Winthrop, I know you're there. Please go to the library and ask Mrs. Grubb for the Indiana State Journal, 1890 to 1910. It's a large round volume with black corners.
Do I have to?
You won't have to talk to anyone. I've written it all down.
Marion,
dear.
Marion, what are you doing checking out books at this hour of the night?
I think the Indiana Journal might help me poke some large holes in the professor's claims.
Darling, at your age, if you don't mind my asking, what kind of white knight do you expect to come riding along?
Well, I'm not waiting for Luther Griner, who backs me up into the ancient history shelf every time he comes into the library.
He does?
Or Ed Gamage, and that buggy of his with the removable back seat.
Ooh.
But I'm not waiting for men in shining white armor either.
My white knight, not a Lancelot, nor an angel with wings, just someone to love me, who is not ashamed of a few nice things. My white knight, what my heart would say if it only knew
Okay, then. Meet me after supper.
I can't. It's Upward League night. Meet you where?
The footbridge.
You see, isn't that what I just said? Last time the lumberyard and now the footbridge? And where will you meet me after that? In the black hole of Calcutta? Ye God!
I only want to show you my invention.
What invention?
It's a music holder for a marching piccolo player. Well, but it still has a couple of minor flaws. Like if you hold the music real steady and close, it cuts off the circulation and, well, you can't wiggle your fingers. And meanwhile, you could go blind.
Tommy, it's Papa!
Is that the first thing I said or not?
Yes, George.
Yes, the very first thing I said, or I'll be here with the horse. Get that spellbinder's credentials, I said, morning of July 4th, 1912. And now look, my wife is off dancing at any and all hours instead of tending to the home.
But George!
The school board is signing up street and down alley instead of tending to city matters. My oldest girl is off badoodling with some wild kid, and my business is falling so far off I can't find the balance sheet.
Mayor Shit,
What?
I found something very interesting in this book about Professor Hill's alma mater.
His who?
His university.
Oh, I know all about that. In fact, that's all I can ever get out of it. Gary Conservatory, class of Lot 5.
If you'll just take time to read a little bit about the conservatory, you won't have to look any further. It's on page...
Papa! The Wells Fargo wagon is coming up from the depot!
The Wells Fargo wagon! I like this. At this time of day, none. The Wells Fargo wagon?
It could be the band instruments!
The band instruments.
Although the Wells Fargo wagon is coming down the street, oh please let it be for me. Oh, the Wells Fargo wagon is coming down the street. I wish I knew what it could be.
In March I got a great Mackinac. I got a great room from Tampa. The
stay indoors. Cherish your instruments. And keep in mind the minuet. Da-dee-da-dee-da-dee-da. Da-dee-da.
Sister, isn't this the most scrumptious solid gold thing you ever saw? I never thought I'd ever see anything so scrumptious as a scrumptious solid gold thing. A sister.
Round one for you, Mr. Hill. But I better hear some got tooting out of them horns in pretty short order, or I'll see you over at the county seat in front of the grand jury. Now, Miss Mary, about that book.
Oh, come, George, Tempest Fusions.
You are two-faced, aren't you? Now, get along with you two. I gotta get something from the library. Now, about that book.
The ladies' dance committee meets every Tuesday nights at the high school.
will be the highlight of the ice cream sociable. Now, gentlemen, if you're ready. Don't make me tell you again, ladies. Always keep your face to the audience. Mr. Dunlop.
It's you in the sunrise. It's you in my cup.
It's you all the way into town. It's your sweet hello, dear, that gets me up.
And it's your got to go, dear, that gets me down. It's you on my pillow in all of my dreams, till once more the morning breaks through. What words could be saner or truer or plainer than it's you? It's you.
My ladies, mail.
Yes, it's you. Oh, yes, it's you.
Please, Mrs. Singh will have my head.
Mr. Washburn, we are entitled to 5 more minutes.
Well, if you think you can hold these kids back, go ahead.
Start her up, Mr. Washburn. When do you see these steps Professor Hill just showed us?
All right, kids, what'll it be?
The Shaboopy!
The Shaboopy. Now, a woman who kissed on the very first date is usually a hussy, and a woman who kissed on the second time out is anything but fussy. But a woman who kissed on the third time round, head in the clouds, feet on the ground, she's the girl you're glad you found. She's your Shaboopy, 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 Shaboopy. The girl is hard to get. Shaboopy, 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 but you can't land her yet. Walk her around, waist the curtain, you can walk her around twice, make it for certain. Once more in the flower garden, you will never get sore if you beg your pardon. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, si, do, si,
Why, you...
Only, we'd rather do it in front of your bathroom.
Do what? Never mind.
Zanita's scared of you.
I'm gonna warn you
But
once
I'm
more.
not.
If I see you touching my daughter one more time, I'll, by God, horsewhip you till hell won't have any.
No, George!
Not one poop out of you, Lily.
I think he means peep.
Yes. Now get out of this public building.
I got as much right to be here as anybody else.
Right. How do you get any right around here? Aiding and abetting the swindling activities of the spellbinding symbol salesman? You know what I see written all over you? Reform school. Now get out. Get out.
Papa, please! It's calculus like you. Make blood in the marketplace. Ye gods!
You watch your phraseology, young woman. Now go home.
Sunita!
You lady.
Now, George, I only...
You can go dance.
My dance!
I'll have you, Anita. Taking up with wild kids from the wrong side of town.
Mr. Mayor, I can make you understand.
Well, you can't. And by the way, thanks for nothing. I've read that whole book you gave me from cover to cover and didn't find one thing.
Oh, Mr. Mayor, if you
I'll
please,
settle your ass as soon as I get these premises off my oldest girl. Yes.
All right. But in the meantime, I am vouching for Tommy Gillis. That boy's got all the courage of every kid in town. He'll be waiting in line to shake his hand after our band plays its first concert.
By the time your band plays its first concert, Mr. Hill, the individual members will have to foregather in wheelchairs on account of the broken legs they've suffered from tripping over their beards. I'll tell you something. My feathered young fine stunts. Oliver, Olin, JC. I want this man's credentials and I want him tonight. Don't let him out of your sight. He's slippier than a Mississippi sturgeon.
You mean you want us to get his credentials?
Get me his papers or get him in jail. Couldn't make myself any plainer if I was a button hook in the well.
Professor Hill, I think Mayor Shin has behaved abominably. I think it was wonderful of you coming to Tommy's defense.
It was nothing.
Yes, it was.
No, it wasn't. A man can't dodge every issue just because a few personal risks get involved. Oh, how does that poet say? A coward dies 1,000 deaths. A brave man, 500. Anyways, the mayor was already pretty mad on account of his pool table. Oh, I suppose a recommendation from a musical authority like yourself would help, but, oh, I could never do such a thing like that. I can't ask for that from you.
Why, Professor Hill?
Would you?
I'd be glad to. I just wish I was a little more informed. I've been wanting to talk to you about Winthrop's cornet.
Oh, yes, the boy's cornet. Mother of pearl keys.
I'm sure it's fine. But you see, he never touches it. Oh, the first week or so, he made a few experimental, blats, I guess you'd say.
Yes, blats.
And he sings the minuet and G-dee-da almost constantly.
La-dee-da-dee-da-dee-da-dee-da.
But he never touches the cornet. He tells me you told him it wasn't necessary. He tells me of some think system. If he thinks the minuet in G, then he won't have to bother with notes. Now, Professor...
Now, Miss Marion, I admit the think system is a revolutionary new idea. But so was Galileo's interpretation of the heavens. Or Columbus's concept of the egg. Oh, the globe. Or Bach's concept of the well-tempered clavichord. Huh. You know, I would love to discuss anything with you, but couldn't we do it somewhere more private? If I could call you, when may I call you?
Any night this week.
Pick a little, talk a little, pick a little, talk a little, chip, 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 talk a lot, pick a little more, pick a little, talk a little, pick a little, talk a little, chip, 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 talk a lot, pick a little more, pick a little, you are so dear, chip, 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 talk a lot, pick a little more, pick a little, talk a little, pick a little, talk a little, chip, 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 pick a little, talk a little, pick a little, talk a little, chip, 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 talk a lot, pick a little more, pick a little, talk a little, your hair and silver shoes for all to see. We know that you will soon unfold a forgiving heart as pure as gold. Here, where woman touching me, fairy princess, moonbeam floor, golden shimmer, silver shoes. Now unfold, heart of gold. Here, where a woman touches me, the professor told us to read those books, and we simply adore them all. Talk chip, 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 chip. Take a little sock, a little chip.
Where did I put that key to the hotel?
Sorry, Professor, but we got our orders. We've all been deputized.
Oh, I can see. Well, congratulations, gentlemen. You know, fellas, I've been trying to find you all week to give you my credentials. But every time I see you, you seem to get distracted somehow. Well, I have what you want in my hotel room. I'll just take a sec.
Sorry, Britt will have to go along with you.
Oh, why, of course. Let me just find that key. Now, where did I put that key? Let's see. Oh, what's this? Would you look at that? It's a testimony from Madame Renie, the only bassoon player, female bassoon player to perform with the Red Path Circuit. Her stage name, of course. She was from Moline, after all. Lyda Rose Quackenbush.
Could I just see it?
Oh, you'll never forget the name. Just like the song. Let's see here. Lyda Rose, I'm home again, Rose.
To get the sun back in my sky. Lyda Rose, I'm home again, Rose. About 1,000 kisses shy. Ding dong ding, I can hear the chapel bell chime. Ding dong ding, at the least suggestion, I'll pop the question. Lyda Rose, I'm home again, Rose, without a sweetheart to my name. Lyda Rose, now everyone knows that I am hoping you're the same. So here is my love song, not fancy or fine. Lyda Rose, oh, won't you be mine? Lyda Rose, oh, Lyda Rose, oh, Lyda Rose.
Dream of now, dream of then, dream of a love
wrong with a ladylike hint?
Mama.
Winthrop? Where have you been?
Fishing
Fishing?
with Harold.
You mean Professor Hill?
Mm-hmm. And look, I still have some worms left.
Oh. Did you have a good time?
Scrumptious. He told me all about his hometown, Gary, Indiana, and he said he'd take me there someday. And he taught me a song that hardly has any S's in it. Gary, Indiana, Gary, Indiana, Gary, Indiana. Let me say it once again. Gary, Indiana, Gary, Indiana, Gary, Indiana. That's the town that knew me when. If you like to have a logical explanation, how I happened on this elegant syncopation, I will say without a moment of hesitation, there is just one place that can light my face. Gary, Indiana, Gary, Indiana, not Louisiana, Paris, France, New York, or Rome, but Gary, Indiana, Gary, Indiana, Gary, Indiana, my home, sweet home. If you like to have a logical explanation, how I happened on this elegant syncopation, I will say without a moment of hesitation, there is just one place that can light my face. Indiana,
Gary, Indiana.
not Louisiana, Paris, France, New York, or Rome, but Gary, Indiana,
Gary, Indiana.
Gary, Indiana, my home, sweet home. Ooh. I'll be back in a minute. I have to show Amaryllis my live frogs.
Leave the dishes. I'll do them, Mama. Oh, don't you have to change for the sociable? There's time later.
Shins live around here?
The Shin home is on East Elm. This is West Elm.
Criminy. Oh, I see you're the piano teacher around here. You hear about a fella named Hill forming a boys band?
Yes?
Well, don't let him worry you no more. I got the goods on him in spades. Two-bit thimble rigger. That's why I gotta see Shin. I'm just passing through. Number 8 only makes a 15-minute water stop. Wish it was 20. Sure lacks 5 minutes to concentrate on you, girly girl.
Who are you?
Charlie Cowell, Anvil salesman. But just now, I'm out to protect the good name of the traveling fraternity.
Mr. Cowell, you're making a big mistake.
Mistake? My old lady's corset cover. That guy's been the raspberry seed in my wisdom tooth long enough. He spoiled Illinois for me, and he's not gonna spoil Iowa. Say, what kind of music teacher are you anyways? You didn't see right through him? He's no more professor.
I know all about that. Band leaders are often called professor. It's a harmless deception. He's a fine director and a scholastic...
Wait a minute. Fine director? Have you heard one note of music from any band?
No, but...
But nothing, girly girl. He's never formed a band in his life, and he never will.
If you'll listen to me for a
I'd
minute...
like to. I'd like to do more than that. I sure got the inclination. But now I gotta get on that train and leave this here dynamite with someone on the way to the depot. Bye, girly girl. See you next time through.
You'll never make the train at the depot. You'll have to catch it at the crossing.
No, sir. I've gotta leave word about this fella Hill.
Mr. Cowell, wait. You don't know me yet.
Is that an invitation?
I mean, I don't know you, and...
Yes, well, I need more time anyways.
I mean, as well as I'd like to.
No trouble there, girly girl.
Never met a man who sells anvils. That's something, well, quite different.
Takes a real salesman, I can tell you that. Anvils have a limited appeal, you know. Well, what am I doing? If I miss that train, I'm gonna get fired, and I gotta leave word about that fella Hill.
Leave word with me.
Not on your tin side. How do I know you'll deliver these letters?
Try me. There's your train. Now go run for it.
Why, you double-dealing little... Who do you think you're protecting? That guy's got a girl in every county in Illinois. Not counting the piano teachers he coaxes up to keep their mouths shut. Ding dong.
chapel bells chime. Ding dong ding. At the least suggestion of the question, light a rose, I'm home again, Rose, without a sweetheart to my name. Good evening, Miss Marianne. Light a rose now, everyone knows that I'm hoping you're the same. So here is my song.
Marion, who was you talking to just now? Who's that? Oh! Why don't you two come up and have a sit? I've got some jelly on the stove I have to tend to.
There's no jelly on the stove, Mama.
I'll put some on.
Shall we set, as your mother said?
Well,
You did ask me to call, didn't you?
did I? I didn't mean anything.
Now, Miss Marion, I hope you're not suggesting that my invitation referred to anything other than academic enlightenment. Now, the think system. It's very quite simple. As simple as whistling. Nobody has to tell you how to pucker up your lips. All you have to do is think of it tuning your head, and out comes the sound. Now, you try before you ask any other questions.
I take your word.
Could we sit?
Are all music teachers as dense as I am?
Oh, music teachers.
I dare say you meet a dozen, even hundreds. Have they all been fascinated as I've been with the think system?
Well, some more, some less. One actually had a method quite similar. Taught me a few new refinements.
I see.
Did I say something wrong?
Please don't let me keep you, Professor. I'm sure you have many more important things to do than explain the think system to me.
Well, I can't think of one.
I must be very dull company for a man of your experience.
Now say, what gave you an idea like that?
One hears rumors about traveling salesmen.
Oh, now, Miss Marion, you can't believe everything you hear. After all, one even hears rumors about librarians.
I suppose you're referring to Uncle Matty.
Uncle Matty.
Mr. Madison, my father's best friend. No matter what they say, he left me an assured job so that Mother and Winthrop and I had some security. Surely you don't believe
Of
this.
course not, Miss Marion. But that's what I'm trying to say. Now, why do you think people start rumors like that?
Narrow-mindedness, jealousy. Jealousy mostly, I guess.
Exactly. And jealousy mostly makes rumors about traveling salesmen. Now, what have you heard?
Oh, nothing about you personally, just generally.
Well, what have you heard generally?
Just that. But of course it stands to reason that disappointment and jealousy can lead to, take you for instance. Your attentions to customers and, well, teachers might easily be misinterpreted, mightn't they? No, honestly, mightn't they? And so you say if another salesman or somebody were jealous, they could be downright lies, couldn't they?
What could?
Rumors and things.
Why, of course.
I suppose you should never believe everything you hear. If you discuss things.
Miss Marion, I would be delighted to discuss anything in the world with you. But couldn't we do it sitting down? You do sit, after all. Your knees bend and all.
We could sit on the porch steps.
Or we could sit by the large hollow log over by the footbridge.
I couldn't think of it. I've never been to the footbridge with a man in my life.
Just to talk.
I've got to dress for the sociable.
Then meet me there in 15 minutes.
I just can't, please. Some other time, maybe tomorrow.
My sweet, dear little librarian. Pile of it up tomorrows and you'll see you collect nothing more than a bunch of empty yesterdays. I don't know about you, but I like to make today worth remembering.
So would I.
Footbridge, 15 minutes?
15 minutes. Mama!
What?
Mama, I just told Professor Hill I'd meet him at the footbridge in 15 minutes.
Well, glory be and the saints be praised.
It works! What does?
I've been using the think system on you from the parlor.
Oh.
Greg, the uniforms have arrived. The kids are already in them. Those people are gonna be screaming for the music if those kids show up at the sociable.
Yeah.
Oh, here's most of the dough. I got Tommy to collect it. He's over pretending to hold the practice at the lumberyard, trying to keep the kids together at least.
All right, what about the rig?
I got it.
What time's the freight go?
9:40 from the junction.
Wait, it's not even 8:30 yet.
Look, if you want to wordle around and get yourself caught up in a bunny trap, then you go ahead.
All right, Mars. I'll meet you at the hotel with plenty of time to spare, all right?
Okay.
Marion. You're late.
But you said 15 minutes.
I mean to say that you were, that you were 26 years late. Took you all this time to get to a footbridge with the fella.
If you want to know the truth, it was almost longer.
Oh?
Halfway here, I nearly turned back. I suppose I'm not the first to think clearly when not under the spell of your salesmanship.
Now, Miss Marion, surely you don't believe that I'm selling you anything.
No, you've given me something. That's why I came.
But I don't recall giving you anything.
But you have. Something beautiful. That's why I came. I'm glad. Oh, don't be afraid that I expect too much more. One can't expect a traveling salesman to stay put. I know there have been many ports of call, and there will be many more. But that's no reason for me not to be grateful for what you will have left behind. For me.
Marion,
There were bells on the hill, but I never heard them ringing. No, I never heard them at all, till there was you. There were birds in the sky, but I never saw them winging. No, I never saw them at all, till there was you. And there was music, and there were wonderful roses. They tell me in sweet, fragrant meadows of dawn and dew. There was love all around, but I never heard it singing. No, I never heard it at all, till there was you. There was love all around, but I never heard it singing. No, I never heard it at all, till there was
Marion, there's so much you don't know about me that I still have to tell you. Please, one moment. I'm expecting a cable from Hector Brolia's. What is it?
So who's the salesman here, huh?
Looks like she's selling and you're buying.
What are you talking about? I know you'd be telling me I'm going today. Anyways, didn't I tell you I was gonna keep her off balance?
Well, she's so far off balance now, you can't tell her from a catboat in a hurricane.
Now listen here, Buster Brown. I'm ranking up in this skirmish, and I'm not resigning until I collect my commission.
But you can't get anywhere right here on the footbridge, Greg.
Don't worry about that. I got a spot picked out by the park. Makes this bridge look like an old lady's home.
Fine then.
Now beat it. I'm so sorry. Never a peaceful moment in the music business. And now, where were we?
You're about to tell me what I don't know about you.
Oh, well, that can wait for some other time, of course.
Yes, it can, Harold. And we never have to talk about it, ever. The librarian hasn't felt much like doing research lately, but you did plenty when you first came here.
Oh, about what?
About Professor Harold Hill, Gary Conservatory of Music, gold medal class of '05. Harold, there wasn't any Gary Conservatory in '05.
Well, of course there was.
Because the town wasn't built until '06. See you at the social.
But you knew this whole time?
Since July 7th, 3 days after you came here. I tore this out of the Indiana Journal. It was originally intended to use against you, but now I give it to you with all of my heart.
But, why, you little... 110 cornets played the air, and I modestly took my place as the one and only bass, and I don't part up and down the square.
Good night, my someone, good night, my love.
Well, 110 cornets played the air.
Our star is shining its brightest light.
There were horns of every shape and sweet dreams be yours, dearest dreams there be.
While 110 cornets played the air.
I wish I may, and I wish I might. Now good night, my someone, good night.
Greg, this guy is crazy. He's going all over the town and spilling everything. I'll say I'm crazy. Probably missed my train. Probably lost my job. But I got you now. Finally got you. You'd have been in a clink right now had it been for that piano teacher. Tell her all about you. What does she do? Lily gagged me around town till I couldn't get the shin. Little man-hungry, dried-up fizz gig. Ugh. You shut your mouth, you dirty mouth. I'll kill you. You big blow-off. I'll stay in this town so you get yours. Up, down, through, and sideways. Why, you never even knew the territory.
Here's your stuff, Greg. Come on, let's go. Hurry.
To this man.
You little green grass goats. Can't you see that you're being swindled out of your eye teeth? Right now, this minute, there's a burglar in the bedroom while you're fiddling in the parlor. I'm talking about Harold Hill. Road agent, highwayman, pickpocket. Pickpocket? Same thing. He's had his hand in your wallet, mister, and yours, madam, and even yours, little lady, ever since the first moment he came to this town. There is more documented evidence than you'll ever have time to read. There isn't any band, there never has been any band, and there never will be any band. And if you don't hunt down this band like a mad dog, there won't be any Harold Hill either. You'll be on the next train out of town.
Now will you believe me?
Well, what are we waiting for?
I want my money back.
Money back? I want his hide.
Oh.
After him!
To see you. Where have you been?
Harold Winthrop's run away.
Oh no.
I can't find. Please go. They've been talking about tar and feathers.
He's not over here. Let's try by down the creek.
I had to see you, Marion.
It's all right. Don't you know that? You don't owe me a word.
Oh, Winthrop. Hold on a minute there, son.
I'm not a son. Leave go me.
Not till I talk to you for a minute.
I won't listen. You wouldn't tell the truth anyway.
I would too.
Would not.
Would too. Tell you anything you want to know.
Can you lead a band?
Well, no.
Are you a big liar?
Yes.
Are you a dirty, rotten crook?
Yes.
Leave it go, you big liar!
What's the matter? You wanted the truth, didn't you? And I'm bigger than you, so you might as well just stop and take it, all right? Stop wriggling. Now listen, there's a couple of things you're entitled to know. One, you're a great kid. I knew it the second I saw you. That's why I wanted you to be in the band. So you stop moping around and feeling sorry for yourself.
What band?
I always think there's a band out there, kid.
What is the other thing I'm entitled to know?
Well, now to think of it, other things none of your business.
I wish he'd never come to River City.
No, you don't, Winthrop.
Sister, you believe him?
I believe everything he ever said.
But he promised us.
I know what he promised us. And it all happened just like he said. The lights, the symbols, the flags, and the colors.
What was all that?
The way every kid in this town walked around all summer and acted and looked. Especially you. Does Mama wish he never came to River City?
Well, you do, don't you?
No, Winthrop. Now go, Harold.
I can't, Marion.
Go, Professor. Hurry up.
I can't go, Winthrop.
Why not?
Because, for the first time in my life, I've caught my foot on the door. There was love all around, but I never heard it singing. No, I never heard it at all, till there was you.
They're here. Go, Greg. That way. That way. Oh.
Go, Professor. That way. That way.
Which is why I interrupted the program at this point. Rest assured this snake in our bosom would have been misapprehended by this time. Yes. And fellow river citizens, always remember,
that I did everything in my power to keep this guy happening from happening.
What are you doing to get our money back?
The professor collected nearly $300 just for uniforms tonight.
And we ain't seen any of them uniforms yet.
He's slippery, I told you.
I haven't seen any uniform on my boy either.
He's a kidnapper.
What's a fine situation we're in?
407. Just a minute. Virtue has triumphed. The sword of retribution has struck down Professor Howell. There are those, as I have heard, who are melting tar and collecting feathers. I will not say them nay.
I should think some of you could forget our everlasting Iowa stubborn chip on the shoulder arrogance long enough to remember River City before Harold Hill arrived. Do you remember? Oh, do you? Surely some of you ought to be grateful for what he has brought to River City. And if so, surely you'd want to admit it.
You're wasting a great deal of time here. If there's a person in this hall who doesn't think this man Hill should be tarred and feathered, let him stand up. Eulalie, sit down. And the rest of you, standing there like a pack of Shropshire sheep. Have you forgotten how this man made you pay for expensive instruction books, high-priced band instruments? Have you forgotten the clear understanding that your children will be taught to play in a band? Well, where's the band? Huh? Where's the band?
Now, think, men. Think. And